Hey, today I'm sharing with you 3 different tips on how you can use Feng Shui that has nothing to do with interior design and everything to do with home buying, moving, DIYing, renting an apartment, choosing a home. So if you are somebody who's ever considered moving, who has ever done a DIY project on their home, who's ever purchased a home or is thinking about selling or buying a home here in the future, then this video is for you. My name is Jeanette Zizikowski, your go-to Feng Shui consultant. Let's get into it. Feng Shui and balancing the elements, using it to get more money, using it to get more health, and we know about maybe moving the couches and putting up certain pictures in certain colors, but did you know it's so much more than that? And before you even move into an apartment, before you even purchase a home, you can check the Feng Shui of that space to know if it's worth your time, to know if it's supporting your 5-year plan, your future financial goals, or the health of you and your family. Those are the insights that I'm going to share with you today. The first way you can use Feng Shui not related to interior design is to pick your home. Have you ever seen the natal charts that astrologers read? When you get a natal chart, you see that diagram with all the triangles and numbers and planets and houses, and the astrologers can read that and tell you what your life might look like in a year, some of the obstacles you might face in the next year, and all of that. Well, similar to an astrology natal chart, Feng Shui has a natal chart for the home based on the direction it's facing and when the home was built. The numbers that appear on the natal chart of your floor plan tell the Feng Shui consultant, specifically classical Feng Shui consultants that use the flying star technique, I can read those numbers, and basically those numbers tell me a story. Those numbers tell me a story about what's going to go on in that home or what energies will influence you while you live in that home. For example, let's say you're an entrepreneur, you just started a business, it's going really well, and you're looking to invest in a home. Wouldn't you say that it's pretty important for an entrepreneur to have the money energy flowing to their home so they can easily have money, that energy supporting the growth of their business? In certain homes, in certain apartments even, the money energy is either trapped in the middle or it maybe doesn't have any windows in the room that it's trying to come into, and so it's inaccessible and not very easy to use, meaning you can still start a business. There's free will. We are people. We have a lot of influence on the energy as well, but it just means it's a little bit harder. It's like running against the wind rather than letting the wind blow at your back and push you forward. So before you purchase a home, this can save you time, money, energy. Oh my gosh, like think about how much time and heartache and disappointment of like trying to build a business, all to see that it was potentially could have been stopped when you purchased a different home. So before you purchase a home, you get the floor plan, you find a classical Feng Shui consultant, and they can look at the floor plan and say, yeah, money energy coming straight in that front door for the next 20 years. This is a perfect place to build a business. Have your office in this room, and it's amazing. All of the energy is supporting you and growing your business. Similarly, let's say you guys are newlyweds and you are getting ready to purchase your first home. Maybe it should be your forever home. Maybe you want it to just be a couple years. You're not sure. It really depends on the price point of the house, all these other things that go into home buying, right? Well, how comforting would it be to know that, yeah, we are going to buy this house to gain return on it, but we're not gonna invest too much in it because we know we're just gonna be here for a couple of years. That energy in that floor plan will tell you, hey, is this a good home for the next 2 years? Or are we better with floor plan B, and we stay in it for a little bit longer and get a bigger return on investment? Check out each of the different floor plans to see which one is supporting your health, wealth, happiness, and this new, lovely, young marriage. The second way you can use Feng Shui and has nothing to do with interior design. I was starting to get ahead of myself a little bit with the last example. Let's go back to those newlyweds. Let's say that they did purchase a home and they didn't have a Feng Shui consultant tell them, compare floor plans before they purchased. They had purchased the home, they like it, they feel good in it, And now they're starting to really get into it. They maybe want to do some DIY, tear down some walls. Maybe they want to put in a pool. And they're kind of wondering, okay, we only have so much money. We put the bulk of it into this new house. Do we want to continue to invest our money in this home specifically? Well, get with your classical Feng Shui consultant again and check the energies in that home. You can use Feng Shui in this case to see, is the home worth investing in, or is it best to kind of keep it as is and move out in the next couple years? Again, in the natal chart that Feng Shui consultants read, again, very similar to an astrological birth chart where all the numbers and planets are, Feng Shui floor plan shows us these numbers, and it shows us, yeah, health and wealth are coming for a few years, but the next year will be very difficult with sickness, or in a couple years there's a lot of arguing, or simply just seeing if energies aren't prime for whatever your 5-year plan is, or even your 1-year plan. You always want energy to be working for you, right? You want to work with it. Why not? It's free, it's easy, it's all around us, this energy, right? So why not work with it? Why make life more difficult? So again, knowing the energies in your house before you even start to decorate, before you even start to use it for spatial planning, first you decide, do I even want to tear down these walls? Is it worth putting my money into these different home renovations? Doesn't look like it. This floor plan shows me it wants me to be out and moved on in the next couple years. So instead, I'm going to save that money and maybe just deal with that ugly backsplash or deal with that bad backyard. Point number 2 is also really great if you rent an apartment and you are considering moving out. If you're in New York, sometimes people in New York live in those apartments and they rent for a long time, but maybe they started to think about moving. Or maybe you're not in New York, maybe you're somewhere else and you've been on the fence about buying, or just been on the fence about trying a new location. Floor plan can tell you what you might see in the next coming years. Maybe the next year is really good and it actually will help you save a lot of money, so you should stay in that apartment for 1 more year and then move on. Maybe, yeah, the next year it's just not as good for clarity, for your health, for inspiration, for, again, supporting your 5-year plan or your 1-year plan. So looking at the energies in that floor plan are really helpful to help you plan your life. Okay, and the third way to use Feng Shui that has nothing to do with interior design is selling your home efficiently. How many of you have homes sitting on the market, or you've been through the home selling, buying process, and homes have sat on the market for a long time? Just like we can see the money energy in that natal chart for your use for building a business, we can see different energy on money, on sales, on fast sales, on impulse buys, on communication, on excitement in that floor plan for selling. So we can look at where's the best place to walk people through this home so they're picking up all the good energy. They're starting with good energy, carrying it throughout the house, and leaving with good energy. Where should we put the pamphlets? Where should we have everybody gather during this open house? We can really ignite all the useful energy so that your home sells faster. And then on top of that, you can use date selection, which is another wonderful tool in this Chinese metaphysics world, to look at what day should you have the open house, what days should you launch the marketing for this sale, what day should you close and sign that final contract on, so that everybody's clear-headed and nobody misses any of the fine print. How amazing is it that we have all of these tools to make our life easier? To recap, you can use Feng Shui to help you decide which home to buy. Maybe both seem great, but just get that extra layer of confidence that you are buying the right one, supporting your health, wealth, and happiness long-term, or for however long you want to be there. The second one is maybe you've already bought that home and you're not sure if it's worth putting more time and energy or money into it. Look at that floor plan, look at the energies present, and it will tell you if it's worth investing in. And the last one is if you are selling your home, if you're having trouble selling your home, it's stuck and you don't know why, and you need to reinvigorate it so it sells quickly. you can use Feng Shui. It's been a pleasure talking with you today. Comment below which tip is the most surprising and which one you want to save and use for later. Like this video if you learned just a little bit about Feng Shui today. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are alerted each time these Feng Shui and mindset tip videos come out so you can transform this life that you tolerate into one you treasure.